This is Joe Wong, and I'm here with Semphis from TSM. He just won his first game against Astralis. Semphis, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
Very good. So let's get straight into it. Walk me through the Cobble game.
Well, we ended up losing Pistol, which in my opinion was we were in a 3v2. I think people overextended a little bit. FNS actually went to Pot Flash for Sick, or for Twist, sorry, which would have been like a really free kill, but he accidentally quick switched, and then he died trying to flash. So like the whole pistol round, I was like, I wasn't mad, I'm not going to tilt over something like that. It's just that to me, I was like, okay, we should have probably won that round, whatever. Then we 4-spot up, and then I think Sick won like some crazy like 1v3. Then we got eco'd back. And then I think they went up like 4-1, and then we made our run, and then we just kind of did our normal stuff from there on out. Like the first 5 rounds in this low money, we always more gimmicky, more guerrilla warfare type stuff. You don't have all the nades.
Yeah.
And then once we got our economy kind of settled, that's when we started playing more. Get A hulls control, fall back, do more smokes towards B, split through drop, etc. So we're just really good at grinding on T side cobble. So yeah, it went the way that I thought it would. If we won that T pistol, though, I think that half would have been like really brutal for them.
Right.
Like we would have just crushed them. But what can you do?
How do you recover from that as a team? Personally, obviously you're affected, and in a 3v2 situation like that, like half the team's watching that guy.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what happened. So how do you as a team sort of recover mentally right at the next round and just go like, do you say something, or is everyone just sort of mentally in it?
I think every once in a while in like an online match or like a scrim, people might get more frustrated, but online you just can't, like at a big tournament you can't let that kind of stuff. You just have to like let it go. Like if you hold on that kind of stuff, it's not going to help your team at all. He knows that he didn't mean to do that. He didn't mean to quick switch. It's just like you'd never say like, dude, how come you didn't kill that guy? Like you didn't try to miss, right? Like it's more difference if like you told someone to do something and they blatantly just ignore you and don't do it.
Okay.
Sometimes when people call that out, they'll be like, dude, I told you to watch that, and then they'll give maybe a little bit of a fight, and then someone like either me or Soham will have to be like, yo, just chill, like relax, like we're still in the game, like so. The funny thing is the arguments always seem to happen when it's like 4-4 when we're still like in the game, It's like
People are still fighting and stuff.
When we're getting 10-1 or something, then people are usually just kind of quiet. Like they're just emo, I guess. But
so what do you think of the new cobblestone changes? They tweaked it a little bit, just put a little staircase near platform. Do you think that's good for CTs or good for terrorists?
Yeah, I think it helps those CTs a little bit. I mean, it hasn't been played enough to really fully know what the extent of it is. It does seem easier for CTs. I basically we didn't have a lot of time because E-League, we were gone at E-League the whole time, and they were using the old version. Rolled back.
Interesting.
Just because we had no time to practice it, so it was like kind of unfair.
Was it a player's decision, or?
Yeah, I think everyone just kind of was like, just use the old version, and so we just put on that one, and then when we got home, we only had like 3 days of practice, before coming here, so we had a very short time because of travel on Saturday and etc. You can't play on that day, and then. Basically what we did was anytime we scrim cobble in those days, I just made us basically go B every round. Like I was just like, just go B. Like we, in 3 days we're not going to magically get way better at taking A. We know how to do it. I was like, just get good at like getting used to this B plat. I was like, I don't care if we lose. I was like, just get used to it.
Just
if we die,
know the
like
timings and stuff like that.
Know how people are going to play on it, experience it, die. Because if you die, you'll learn, right? So that was kind of my thoughts.
So do you think it's a good change for the map? How do you think the map plays out now? Because when it was first introduced, like Cobble as a map, people were kind of iffy on it. But now that it's, been here for a while, do you think it's a good change?
I think the map might have started getting a little bit too T-sided. It's hard to really say. I definitely think it's not a bad change. I think it'll, in the end, it will give CTs a chance to gain a little bit of info and be able to get away safer. Because before, if you're on the plat, you'd have to jump off. You can die in the air.
Right.
It's very risky to be up there if you're not like opping or something. People molly behind the boxes in the corner. Now with these stairs, you have a little bit more wiggle room to also re-peek too. It gives you a little bit more cover if you do want to battle. So I don't know. I think I saw Echo Fox playing it, and Roka was like actually fighting from there, like actually battling.
Yeah.
So some people we scrim, they would op it a lot. Some people would battle. Some people would just play the old way where you kind of just give it. So no one's really proven to me that there's any one great thing you can see. But I do think it adds more of a dynamic for the CTs.
Sure. Let's talk a little bit about your fifth. So in E-League you had Cadian, but you've been with Twist now since March, I think.
Yeah.
But on Liquipedia he's still listed as a stand-in. Is he a stand-in in your mind, or is he kind of your guy?
I think we've always counted him as our fifth. I mean, we didn't, I think, maybe initially know how it was going to work out with him being 16 and other lands, because when E-League told us that, we don't know, maybe other leagues follow that, but it doesn't seem to be the case. So I think we're really going to decide our full roster like after this event, within like a week or two or something, because I think we're a little bit of downtime afterwards. But yeah, I mean, E-League, I mean, I can't blame them, for like legal reasons they didn't want to allow him to play.
Yeah.
But it was kind of annoying because...
Did they tell you beforehand?
Yeah, they told us beforehand, but we had so many other qualifiers, and we had the minor qualifier.
For sure.
Bringing someone like Katie in, he couldn't even... A lot of people couldn't play in the minor qualifier with us either because they had already played in like the online one. So we had a lot of weird things happen with who we could get. Other people being contracted.
Yeah, because you used the Dren before, and I'm sure you'd like to use him if possible.
Yeah, we thought about using a Dren, but then he went back to Liquid. Like I said, it was a big mess of roster changes, but it was never because Twist was bad or anything. It was just, he's like an upcoming player, right? Him and Sick are like more of the young one. I mean, Automatic's young too, but he has more experience at like lands and playing higher level opponents.
Sure. So let's talk about your role in the team. You in-game lead, and you're also the opper, right? How do you balance that? Because previously there've been some players that really struggle with both in-game leading and opping at the same time.
Yeah, I don't think it affects me that much on CT. Honestly, I think my CT performances are always just like fairly good or like decent. But like sometimes you do bad on CT, no one comes to your site, what are you going to do? But I don't feel like I miss a lot of shots, but on T, I mean, it can definitely be a burden, especially since the roster switches and like not really be, like we don't have everything like super methodically planned out right now just because we've been switching our roster and stuff. So that makes it harder because if I'm calling force buys and stuff, that also makes me not able to op, and usually I'll go first and just have like a CZ or like a Deagle or something and bait myself. So I feel like sometimes I can have really bad T sides, but I mean, like, I don't really care if they get the trades and win the rounds, like,
just kind of count on your team to grind out rounds.
Yeah, I mean, like, people don't get it, though, is like, you need someone to die sometimes going into a site, and people don't get it, like, if I have a CZ and they'll have AKs, then I may as well be the dude to die, right? And if I have an op, then yes, one of them's going to do it, probably FNS, or Sick will go first, and I'll still clear stuff with my op, but I'm not the type of person that I'm going to be greedy and just because I'm an opper, save for the op if I think buying here is a better decision. So I think it works decently. I mean, I get hate for it sometimes, and then you get love for it when it works. So,
back in like 2014, 2015, there were complaints, I guess I'll say, from kind of the top NA teams like Cloud9, saying that the NA scene was not that great, and you guys couldn't get good practice because of it. How do you feel about the NA scene now? Because it feels to me like they're at least a good 5-6 teams that are challenging each other.
Yeah, I mean the highest of the NA teams still try really hard and still put in work, but the main problem is people like outside. You got the top teams like Liquid, CLG, C9. I don't know if you want to count us. I don't really care. And then like you have like Luminosity, Tempo. Then you got like maybe the below it like Splice and like Selfless and those types of teams. Optic, yeah, I guess they're making a rise too. You can put them higher. It's really hard to rank it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But like you have all these teams and they all try really hard. But I still do think that people in NA tilt in scrims. Like it just gets kind of annoying because you'll just play a team and then sometimes you're not even sure if they're trying. And like it's not like I'm not using the excuse, but it's just like. I mean, we'll do it too sometimes, right? It's not like we're like angels. It's just you go to Europe and I feel like they take the full 30 rounds more serious. As we're in North America, I feel like they play up until a win or a loss pretty seriously.
Right.
But like once that thing happens and people start trying stuff or pushing, and I'm not even saying it's necessarily like maybe it could be a set play, but sometimes it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
Then people on my team will start complaining, or people will be like, "Yo, like it becomes a little bit like chaotic in scrims," but it's getting better. So and Luminosity somehow makes it work. So it's just it's not really an excuse for us to be bad or anything. It's just, do the Europeans have more teams to play and better opponents to play? Yeah, they do. But I mean, it's not an excuse for like not being able to compete.
So with your performance at E-League but your win over Astralis here, how far do you think your team will go in this tournament?
That's hard to say. I mean, we potentially could like play Fnatic right now in another BO1, and I'm pretty confident playing them just because like we have so much experience just playing them at E-League. Played them like 5 times.
Yeah.
So and we got pretty close. Besides the one, I mean, we got stomped on Mirage, but then we beat them the second time we played on Mirage, and we got stomped on Cobble on the third map. So it's hard to say. Like they're a team that if your aim is on, they're not super hard to play with because they play very standard and they'll give you battles.
Yeah.
But if your aim's off, it's over for you because they're very talented guys. They're going to force by. They're grimy, like Olaf hit like 4 1Ds on Cash. In my opinion, that was like the winning round for them. Like he has 4 1Ds and we have the eco, and the match ends up being like a 16-12 loss, and we got eco twice in that match. So it's just the little things that they can do like that. If we could minimize it, I do think we could take a best of one off them right here.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if we had more time, I'd go through the E-League matches with you because you played pretty close with almost all 3 teams, but we don't. So, do you have any last shout-outs or anything to say?
Just shout out to Team Solo Mid, my sponsors. We got Logitech, Geico, CyberPower PC. Check here. HGC.
It's almost all of them.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for the interview.
No problem.